Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Convention with another installment of Building the Team. So last week, 500-point game must include a Spider-Man related character. Ended up going with the Fantastic Four team. A little bit more synergy to it. And I actually went 2-1, losing out in the third round to the longtime friend of the channel, Lucas from HeroClix headquarters, who handed the FF their lunch. With the Spider-Man family / ruler team. The two games that I won, I would say that definitely Wolverine and Black Leopard really pulled their weight and then some. But yeah, anyway, so this upcoming week's build is 600 points. Here's my super suit. Basically, everyone has to have some kind of outfit that grants them powers. It has to be an outfit, not an outfit created by a specific thing. So, no Green Lanterns. So anyway, we got two teams for this. First off, we have ourselves an Avengers team because, well, let's be honest. We all know you can make an Avengers team out of, well, for any theme, because yeah, there it is. Unless that theme is no Avengers. So, and even then, technically, you probably could with keywords by saying, "Hey, none of them have the Avengers keyword." But first off, for our Avengers team, we've got War Machine. We've seen this guy a few times, though it has been a little while. Comes in at 100 points. He has the Shielded Avengers team abilities, as well as improved targeting, ignores hindering terrain, and may make ranged attacks out of adjacency, including the target adjacent opposing characters. Keyword-wise, we got Avengers, Initiative, Shield, Stark Industries, Armor, Soldier, and Warrior keywords. And finally, we got two traits. First off, we have the Assembled Avengers trait. Once per turn when War Machine hits, after resolutions, you may roll a d6. On a 5 or a 6, if your force has three or more friendly characters with the Avengers keyword, remove an action token from War Machine or give an action token to a hit target. If you have 6 or more, do both. Well, we only got 4 on the team, so we have to choose. The other trait is Minigun Target Lock. When War Machine hits, after resolutions, you may give a hit target a target lock token. Then remove all other target lock tokens. As a free action, make a ranged attack using War Machine's printed attack and damage values, but only to target the character with his target lock token. Okay, alright. Now let's take a look at his dial right quick. We start off with some running shot, which then gets rid of sidestep, and we get some late dial Earthbound Neutralize, which actually really hurts him. On attack, we open up with some Penetrating Psychic Blast, which gives way to Precision Strike at the end. We got some Indomitable, so built-in willpower. Defensively speaking, we open up with Invincible, followed by Impervious, followed by Invulnerability. On damage, we start off with a special power called Variable Threat Response, which gives him Perplex, but only to target himself. That then gives way to Ranged Combat Expert. And that is War Machine. Next up, and this is kind of the main reason why I wanted to build this team, we've got Venom Captain Marvel. And, you know, I gotta say, Carol looks good in a symbiote. Gotta love the mohawk, too, you know? So Venom Captain Marvel here comes in at 110 points. She has improved movement, ignores and destroys blocking terrain, as well as the Avengers, Codex, Guardians of the Galaxy, Kree, Cosmic, and Monster keywords. And 3 traits. First off, we have Symbiote, giving her plasticity and shape change. Next up is Calling Help from the Venomverse, which really won't matter much because no one on the team has the Venom has Venom in their name except for her. And then we've got Higher, Further, Hungrier, which gives her Steel Energy. Looking at our dial, we open up with a couple clicks of Hypersonic Speed, followed by some Charge, followed by some Sidestep. On attack, we open up with nothing, but that gives way to Tongue Slash, which gives her Quake, and causes her to deal penetrating damage. She's got that for the rest of her dial. On defense, we open up. Well, first off, we got it Indomitable, so built-in willpower. We start off with Invincible, which gives way to Toughness. On damage, we open with Probability Control, which then gives way to Perplex, which is, in all honesty, a very nice combination. Moving on, we've got the amazing, the spectacular, the astonishing Spider-Man in his Iron Spider armor. So Iron Spider here comes in at 145 points as a Spider-Man ally team ability, making him a wild card. He also has the Avengers, Pro Registration, Spider-Man Family, Stark Industries, Armor, Reporter, and Scientist keywords, as well as 2 traits. First off, we have 3 Waldos. At the beginning of your turn, you may choose one. Flurry and Giant Reach, or Flurry and Giant Reach 2, or Combat Reflexes and Stealth, or improved targeting may make ranged attacks out of adjacency, including targeting adjacent opposing characters, and 3 targets. Spider-Man can use the chosen effect until you choose again. The next trait is called Iron Spider Senses and gives Spider-Man super senses that is protected from Outwit. So looking at the dial, we open up with a special speed power. What's he going to do? Fly, giving Spider-Man leap climb, and when he uses it after resolutions, he may be given a close action at no cost. That thing is going to charge, followed by a couple clicks of Earthbound neutralized. On attack, we open up with some Precision Strike, which then gives way to Super Strength, which then gives way to Incapacitate. Defense, we've got Indomitable, and we start off with Invulnerability, which gives way to Toughness, to Inertial Deflection. Finally, on damage, we open up with Shape Change, and as you can see, a 4 damage. Perplex, and then Outwit. All in all, a pretty strong character, though, and there's a little more to get into with that trait here in a moment, but it's after the figures. Finally, for the first time ever, I believe, on one of our teams, we have the Prime Destroyer Thor. This is the super rare Prime from Secret Wars Battle World. And to be perfectly honest, the main reason I've never used him is just because he's pricey, point-wise. How pricey, you ask? 220 points. He's also got the Power Cosmic team ability, as well as he has Guardian, Avengers, Armor, Deity, and Mystical keywords. And a trait, the power to destroy Hell itself. Destroyer Thor deals penetrating damage. Let's take a look at the dial. First, as you can see, we start with some Running Shot there, which gives way to Charge, which then gives way to Flurry. On attack, we open up with Energy Explosion, then Quake, then Poison. On defense, we've got, I think it's almost a full run of Crystal Shell to Contain My Soul, which gives him Invincible. When he takes damage from an attack, you roll a d6. On a 5 or a 6, he gets a Soul Token. You can remove 2 Soul Tokens to heal him 1 click. That could be very useful. Then he has some, on the last click, he's got regular Invincible. On damage, we open up with Probability Control, and he is giant size, so he's got Giant Reach, which then gives way to Outwit, and then at the end we've got Breath of Life. Stop. As a free action, once per game, roll a d6 and add the number of Soul Tokens to the result. On a 6 or higher, replace this character with a character named Thor of a lower point value on its last non-KO click, then heal that character equal to the number of Soul Tokens. Okay. I might actually have to dig out a Thor right quick. I may just have to dig out another Thor. Anywho, the 4 figures are not the extent of the team. We also have 2 pieces of equipment. First off, intended for Spider-Man, we've got the Octopus Arms. A favorite piece of equipment. These bad boys come at 10 points. They grant giant reach of 2, flurry, as well as improved movement, ignores elevated and hindering terrain. Next, and this is actually going to be slapped onto War Machine, we've got the Time Gem. The Time Gem also costs 10 points. Modify range +1. Then you get probability control. When the equipped character hits with an attack and the attack roll is 10 or higher, opposing characters can't use effects to re-roll attacks this turn. So that's kind of nice to be able to say, oh, well, basically kind of a, oh, hey, look, just rolled a crit hit. No, prop. Like, no, sorry, he hit with a 10, remember? So, not going to happen. I wonder, the way I'm interpreting this, I might be wrong. I would think if War Machine himself, with the Time Gem, rolled a crit hit, it could not be re-rolled. You'd just be like, I had to take it. You got to take the whole shebang. So that's going to be very useful. But it'll also give us an extra source of probability control, and one that'll be there until War Machine's KO. Moving on to our other team, Hammer Industries. Starting off, we've got Ghost. Ghost here comes in at 50 points. Has the AIM, Hammer Industries, Magia, Thunderbolts, Scientist, and Spy keywords, as well as 3 traits. We have Espionage, granting him stealth, as well as improved movement and targeting for hindering terrain. Assembled Bolts of Masters, which does the same thing as Assembled Avengers, just for the Thunderbolts for Masters of Evil. And in fact, you can just barely pull that off. There are 3 figures on the team with either Thunderbolts or Masters of Evil. Then we've got Intangible Saboteur. Phasing Teleport. When Ghost uses it after resolutions, you can use Incapacitated close at no cost, but only to target any number of characters he moved for this turn, regardless of adjacency. Okay. Looking at his dial, we got some Sidestep, followed by some Force Blast. Late dial Smoke Cloud on attack. Toughness, giving way to combat reflexes and super senses on defense. Outwit, followed by weakness and back to Outwit on damage. Not too shabby. Not too great, but not too shabby. Next up, we've got the Melter. Melter here comes in at 50 points as well. Has the Masters of Evil team ability, as well as the Hammer Industries Lethal Legion Magia and Masters of Evil trait or keyword. Like Ghost, he also has Assembled Bolts of Masters, as well as the trait Iron Man, my mortal foe. Opposing characters that can use Impervious or Invulnerability modify attack -2 when attacking Melter. Okay. Looking at Melter's dial, we've got a couple clicks of Running Shot, followed by a few clicks of Sidestep on speed. On attack, we open up the special power Melted Your Weapons, which gives Melter Penetrating Psychic Blast. When he hits with it, give a Melted token to a hit character if they don't have one already. For the rest of the game, a character with a Melted token modifies damage -1 when making range attacks. Okay. Defensively, we can get some Toughness, followed by some Barrier. And then on damage, we open up with some Enhancement. That'll be useful for some characters. Next up, we've got Blizzard. Blizzard here comes in at 75 points, has the Master of Evil team ability, as well as the Hammer Industries, Manners Minions, Master of Evil, and Thunderbolts keywords. Looking at the dial, he's an older card, so we don't have the dial on the card, but he's got some Running Shot, and some Leap Climb, he has some Pulse Wave, and some Incapacitate, followed by the special, near the end we get the special speed power, Ice Shard, which allows Blizzard to use, or Ice Shard Storm. Blizzard can use Pulse Wave. When he does, hit opposing characters of 75 points or less can't be moved or placed until your next turn, and you may give an action token to one-hit characters that's 150 points or less. Okay. Defensively, we open up with the special power Snow Flurries. Blizzard can use Barrier and Initial Deflection. When he uses Barrier, he may also place a hindering terrain marker in the square he occupies. Okay. And then that gives way to Toughness. It also should be noted all these characters are going to be utilizing the Hammer Industries alternate team ability. Take a look. You guys can take a quick look while I read along. Characters using this team ability can use Perplex, but only to target a character with the Armor, Hammer Industries, or Robot keyword. This use of Perplex may not modify damage values, and no character may be targeted by this ability more than twice per turn. This use is in addition to any other uses of Perplex. Okay. So yeah, they've all got Perplex. Next up for the team, we've got Sasha Hammer in her mech suit. So Sasha here comes in at 90 points, has the Armor and Hammer Industries keywords, as well, and everyone else on the team is an older figure, and so doesn't have their dial on the card. She's got two traits. First off is Villainous Lineage. When a friendly character named Crimson Cowl, Mandarin, or Justin Hammer, they use Sasha Hammer. This doesn't matter because they're not on the team. They each modify their attack rate by +1 if not already modified by this effect. Then we have Steal a Dead Man's Armor. When a character with a different name, the Armor or Robot keyword at 150 points or less will be KO'd. You may roll a d6. On a 5 or a 6, return that character to the map in Sasha Hammer's square on a click number that's the same number of clicks from a starting line as her click number. That character is now a friendly character, and Sasha Hammer is KO'd. Okay. Looking at her dial, though, she's got some sidestep, then some stealth. She clicks into some Pulse Wave, then some Penetrate Psychic Blast. We got some Invulnerability, then Mastermind, and some early dial out Wit. Next up, we've got Ironmonger 2.0. Ironmonger 2.0 is the son of Obadiah Stane, who you may remember as having been played by Jeff Bridges in Iron Man, in the original Iron Man movie. Eventually, Ezekiel will become a thorn in the side of Tony Stark as well, blaming Stark for the death of his father, and basically just kind of saying, yeah, I'm standing against Tony Stark because, well, my dad was a better businessman, and yeah, blah, blah, blah. He's a jerk. He's worked for the Hellfire Club. He's part of a group called the Power Elite. Yeah, he's an ass. Anyway, Ironmonger 2.0 comes in at 135 points. He's got the Armor, Hammer Industries, Mandarin's Minions, and Scientist keywords, as well as the trait Rewire You for Explosives. When a friendly character is KO'd by an opponent's attack, you may deal 1 penetrating damage to each opposing character adjacent to that character. Okay, alright. I kind of dig that, actually. Looking at his dial, we get some Running Shot followed by Phasing. On attack, we click into Penetrating Psychic Blast, and then we get Poison. Defense, he's got Indomitable, so it builds in Willpower, then Invulnerability. She's got Toughness, and then Regeneration. On damage, we have the special power. You're an imitator, not an innovator. If an opposing character within range and line of fire can use Outwit or Perplex, Ironmonger 2.0 can use that power until your next turn. This power can't be countered, which is the superior version of Protected Outwit, as there are powers that will say counter a power. Well, this can't be countered. Finally, last figure for the Hammer Industries team, we've got Detroit Steel. I actually don't. I know I've used him before, but I don't think I've ever actually featured him in a Building the Team video. Detroit Steel is a Iron Man antagonist. I mean, it goes towards a villain, but you know. In some way, he's a less heroic U.S. agent, but for Iron Man rather than Cap. We'll just think of it like that. So Detroit Steel comes at 150 points. He has the armor, hammer, industries, and soldier keywords, as well as improved targeting, ignores hindering terrain, and I think that's opposing characters. We got a trait, built hammer tough. Friendly characters named Hammer Industries drone, modify their range value by +1 unless already modified by this effect, which automatically we're not using the drones. Can't use them because they're not people. Looking at this dial, we've got some running shot and some charge. On attack, we open up the special power chain gun for America. Detroit Steel can use energy explosion and precision strike. Okay. That thing gives way to super strength. And then quake. Defensively speaking, we've got indomitable, so built-in willpower. Opening up with impervious, then invulnerability, then toughness, then late dial energy deflection. And finally, on damage, we click into exploit weakness to represent that. To represent, yes, his chainsaw arm. Because who doesn't want a chainsaw arm? Right? Okay, I kind of... Well, okay, maybe not a chainsaw arm, but a chainsaw attached would be kind of cool. Or like, you know, like a retractable chainsaw blade like Ghost Rider 2099 had. That'd be cool. But I'd like to keep both my arms as, you know, still being able to be, you know, arms and hands and whatnot. Now, once again, just like with the Avengers team, the figures aren't all. We got 2 pieces of equipment, and this time it's 2 Infinity Gems. First off, and I'm honestly not sure who's going to end up getting this one, but we've got the Mind Gem. The Mind Gem grants mind control and capacity, as well as modifying attack by +1. When the character hits on an attack roll of 10 or higher, they can use mind control as a free They can use mind control again as a free action, and if they continue to hit 10s or higher on their attack rolls, they can keep going with the mind control. And honestly, I'm really not sure who's going to get it, aside from the fact that it's not going to go on Detroit Steel. On Detroit Steel, we're going to put the Power Gem. So the Power Gem modifies damage by +1, grants close combat expert and range combat expert, and when the equipped character hits on a 10 or higher, after resolutions, deal a hit target 1 penetrating damage. And that is it for this installment of Building a Team. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying live long and rock hard.